Hey guys, what's going on? I got another 3 books for you here, and I am now officially on track to finish my book a week challenge for the year, which is exciting, but I'm afraid it won't last because I've decided to read 3 fantasy books next to break through whatever this unfounded bias is I have against the genre. So it'll probably be slow going, but well worth it. Alright, first up we got Picnic at Hanging Rock by Joan, Lindsay. I showed this in a haul video last month, kind of dismissed it as rich people doing rich things, and I got a few comments saying that it was an Australian literary classic, so I decided to read it in penance, kind of. I like the language, I like the prose. It was written in the 60s, so it's not as dense as a lot of other classics I've read. It gives you that feel of antiquity without affecting the readability too much, although it definitely needed page breaks. It just abruptly cuts from scene to scene, and the head hopping got out of hand at a few points. The book's about a couple of boarding school Sheilas that disappear into the bush. They're on a field trip to Hanging Rock, which is beautifully described. All the girls are laying in the grass, eating bonbons under the shade of trees, and 2 of them walk up the mountain towards this giant rock and never return. My main issue with the book is it never leads you towards any resolution. There's no payoff. And I'm perfectly willing to believe that it went over my head. There was a lot of mention of swans at key moments in the book, so I kept trying to think, what are swans? Swans are beautiful, swans are elegant, swans are violent, I think. Women are beautiful, women are elegant, women are violent. Obviously grasping at straws. So spoilers I guess, but there's absolutely no conclusion as to what happens to the girls, which is fairly anticlimactic, but at least it offers me the ability to inject whatever ending I want into the story. And I went with a 2001 Space Odyssey type monolith that transfixed the girls and allowed aliens to beam them up because the aliens wanted to examine these beautiful, elegant, violent specimens. Aliens, why not? Next up we got God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater by Vonnegut. I picked this because I always tear through Vonnegut and I wanted to get back up to pace in my reading challenge, and it worked. This one's about the uber-rich Rosewater family, specifically the son who's in charge of the foundation and the family's wealth. He decides to move to some podunk town in Illinois and use his money to help the poor people there, for which he's deemed insane, because what capitalist in their right mind would waste money on people with low potential value? So obviously it's a critique of capitalism, but more so it's about how capitalism shapes people. I've talked before about having to balance my love of books with my need for money, and it's a tough thing to do because money just has this draw to it. Cash is king, right? Everyone connects with money. That's why Mr. Beast always has some grand prize in whatever inane video he makes, because everyone knows money, and it's highly regarded. Doctors, lawyers, celebrities, they're all praised for their ability to make money. As Vonnegut puts it, for their access to the money stream. But what he's saying in this book isn't that they don't deserve that admiration, and that respect, and that love, but rather that everyone does, just for being human. But we've been trained to base a person's value on things beyond that. I watched a lot of Supermarket Sweep growing up, and the first thing you would learn about a person was their name and their job. And never did it say that someone was just human. So it's hard to give that blind respect to everyone, it's hard to give that blind love to everyone, especially when you don't get it in return. You get taken advantage of, you get mistreated, and you think, well, if people aren't looking out for me, then I gotta look out for myself. And it's books like this that help me break that cycle. Vonnegut always makes me realize we're all human, we're all feeling our way blindly through this dark, absurd world. No one's got it figured out, so let's just make it easy for one another. Even that guy at work bragging about how much his house is worth, even that guy throwing empty nip bottles out of his car window, they need it more than most. And I want to thank Mr. Vonnegut for always injecting me with humanity and humility. You are truly a saint in my Bible. Lastly, we got Waste Station by Clifford D. Simak. Once again, thanks to everyone who recommended this on my vintage sci-fi haul video. I got more books to show you from that haul, hopefully coming soon. This one's about a Civil War veteran who lives a hermit lifestyle in a rural town, and we slowly learn that he is operating an intergalactic teleportation node in his house. Simak is a super smooth writer. I was into it even though the main conflict doesn't crop up until well more than halfway through the novel. It's something my writing group talks about all the time, how much room you have to meander at the beginning of a story. I say not much. Other people have longer tolerances. At least Simak ushers you along with this sympathetic, lonely character. He's sacrificed a social life for the secrets of the universe, and he questions that, and I question that. What's the use knowing that aliens exist? What's the use knowing that there's a cure for cancer if you're the only person that does. And he does have friends in some of the aliens, but he's human. And more so, he's 100 years old. So I doubt he has the mental plasticity to shed the need for human interaction. I wish I was wrong there. I wish a person's needs could effortlessly adapt to what's available to them, but that's just not how it seems to work. And he realizes that. And ultimately, he remedies that. The biggest takeaway from this book for me, as a science fiction reader, kind of hurts. It's the fact that I am not suited to live an intergalactic lifestyle. The fact that if aliens were discovered tomorrow, I would do best staying here on Earth with the trees and the soil and the birds and other humans. But that's a good reminder that no matter how alluring fiction can be, no matter how all-encompassing it can be, the Earth is our reality, other people are our characters, we can't change that. So like Vonnegut says, God damn it, you gotta be kind to one another. Anyways, the book obviously got me thinking, which is always something I'm looking for. The book was essentially beautiful sci-fi musings with a short story strapped to the back end. It took a little too much time to get rolling, and then had to quickly introduce these elements at the end, which I feel needed a little more gravity to them to offer me a satisfying conclusion. But I will definitely be on the lookout for City. I really like what I read. And that's what I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.